Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher, and last time round, we spoke a bit to the Lady of the Lake, who was a very picky person when it came to deciding what exactly she wanted us to give her in order to prove to her that we were helping the humans in the Vodianoi reach a peace agreement of some variety, I think is technically why she wanted us to give her gifts, although honestly, it took so long for us to finally find something that she wanted that I kind of lost the meaning behind it, quite frankly. But anyways, we did ultimately succeed there, and in doing so, she gave us the stuff that we need, some kind of sacrificial blood, I think, put on an altar that we found in the island that we are currently on. It will, you know, summon the... I don't know if he's technically a god, or just the leader of one of the Vodianoi groups that we will supposedly be challenging to a duel. So for that reason, we are currently resting up, getting ready to allocate some of our skill points so that we can, take this guy down and not look silly in our attempt to do so. Now, I think we recently, if I remember correctly, did get one of the mutagen-specific skill points. Oh, we did. From the, I think it was the Kikamore stuff, potion that we crafted. So, I guess we didn't actually need to allocate it. We just automatically got it when we took that potion. So, okay, apparently we have this. I didn't realize. Which is also, apparently, potentially pretty viable way of increasing our vitality, at least in a pinch when we're out of life potions. Places of power twice. See, other stuff, I think, usually I've been tending to pick these generic strength and dexterity upgrades, although I think the last time around we picked up these ones to allow us to get more combos on the strong and fast side, which we have now done by the looks of things, and group is actually lagging a little bit behind. However, I mean, I would assume that if we are in fact trying to prepare for this specific fight, that we're probably about to fight one enemy in particular, not a bunch. So we might want to focus more on, if anything, go in with the strong or fast styles and not group in order to make sure that we can take down this guy more easily. And we do certainly use Ard very often as well. So I do wonder if this might be a good option for us to try to get this to... It seems like the main thing here would be increase the area of it. Although, it seems as though... Okay, is this like the default one here? Is 90 degrees, and then if we upgrade it with this, then it becomes much wider. It's not totally clear to me. We might need to take this first. And we do have 4 silver talents, so this would take all of ours if we were to do this. Yeah, it does seem to want me to take this first. So, I mean, if we weren't to do that, we have other alternatives that we would like to take. A little bit of armor, generic damage, that sounds pretty good. Damage when we're bleeding, knockdown resistance, +2 vitality per character development level. We are level 27, so that would be 54 life, which can't see how much we have at the moment, but I think that's something like a 10%-ish increase, which is something. Certainly something. So maybe we go a little bit into this stuff. Get the upgrade for Ard here. Ooh, I really like that, though. Both of these things, really. And then if we were to take this, because that is looking awfully tempting, we could take this. Otherwise, are there any other really tempting things around here? Dodge would be very useful, too. It's interrupting incineration. I feel like incineration is not really something that you tend to interrupt. Maybe that's just me. Also, don't really know what plus 20% attack means. That is not 20% increased damage. Only when using fast style here for pain. Pain is a status effect that's kind of like bleeding. That I do kind of understand, I think. But I think we stick with this. Because like I said, that has been a pretty consistent part of our strategy. And then, let's go relatively simple with that stuff there afterward. And take that silver talent for the life. And then, with our last one, we take damage. I think is just generally a useful thing to have. But I feel like the dodge is going to bail us out more than we know. So let's go with that. And we have a bunch of bronze left over. And we use, I think, our remaining bronze on the Ignis in the past. When is this the... What is this? This is the shield? Axie is the mind control-y one. I think it's another one that we might have spent points on recently. Yeah, we did spend them on those. Gurden is the sign on the, or the like trap on the ground that I'm not a huge fan of. So maybe these little ones here that we have not taken yet are strong, fast, and grouped might be meaningful. But I don't think I'm a huge fan of the ones that have us dealing extra damage when we have low HP. When our opponent has low HP, that might be a little better. Or do have that. Precise hit on group seems like a solid option. I think so. Because I have noticed that on group stance, for whatever reason, it seems as though fairly often, or more often than usual, we will miss. It's obviously not good. Oh. Well, it does appear to be day now, technically. Which does make me wonder if that changes anything. Maybe the lake is still there. Our dragon's still here. Can we still fight Dagon? Whatever his name is. It's like there used to be dragons right here. There are no longer said dragons. Odd. Very odd. Also, I may or may not have thought that tree was an enemy. A monster of some variety for a second there. The light, the way it's shimmering off of it, very ominous. Devious, even. Alright. Let's save real quick here. Just in case. I suspect this is going to be a bit of a tricky fight. Only one way to know for sure, though. We have this. I feel like there's something else we're supposed to put in the other altar, but maybe not. Okay. It's coming out of that entrancey thing, I assume. Big archway. Hello? Hello? Are we gonna talk to you first, or are we gonna go straight into a fight? I feel like this. Oh, maybe he did bring friends. Maybe I was wrong to assume that he would not bring friends. And it does look like we might be going straight into a fight. You don't seem like the talkative type. I mean, we did actually end up taking some group stance upgrades in that most recent level. Oh, you are a lot bigger than I thought you were going to be. A lot more terrifying than I thought you were going to be. Also, do you have friends? Do you not have friends? At the moment, it's... I was going to say it's just you, except it very much isn't anymore. Having this active is about to be very relevant. Also, try to do an attack there. Please move, Geralt. Okay. This is going to be a tough one. Whoa, what the heck was that? You're also parrying absolutely everything? I'm a little confused about. What if we... Oh, we don't have any stamina at all. I was gonna say, what if we try to mind control one of the weak guys? Right, you're seemingly avoiding everything. All of you guys. I don't know if when we take out any of his little friends, if they'll just instantly come back, because sometimes that's a thing. But I was wondering, can we do this? Which, admittedly, I've not really experimented with much at all. But would it be helpful? Maybe. But if, like, any of you guys could get hit, that would be immensely helpful. And the mind control is honestly working a lot longer than I thought it would. At the very least, it's distracting the primary guy. And, you know, probably could be doing a little more meaningful stuff when the other dude is mind controlled, like fighting the main guy. You get your seal as well. Okay, you are mind controlled now. And I would really like if you would fight the mind controlled guy instead of me. Because that would be convenient. But, man, you guys are just avoiding everything. It makes me a little suspicious that I might be doing something wrong here. You can try the fire, but I feel like you're water people, so this is unlikely to do much. Can't really tell if that did much of anything. There appears to be fire on the ground. But I'm not sure if that actually means anything. That guy is somewhat low on HP. Again, though, I don't actually know. Should we be prioritizing the little guys first? Or should we be prioritizing the big guy and the little guys will just take care of themselves? We do get rid of Big on himself. You are pretty freaking huge. I was expecting him to be the same size as, like, the Voidinoid priest that we saw. Did that work? It seemed like it might not have. Because it made some kind of sound effect like it didn't. That time, nothing seemed to happen at all. Makes me a little confused. The one advantage we have going for us here is that it seems like these guys are slow enough that if we really want to, we can avoid taking damage for a long time and regenerate a lot of HP. Granted, it does seem as though these guys are healing a bit. I wonder if that's what that green dot below their HP bar is that we saw in the previous episode that I was wondering about. Yeah, I'm now realizing that this guy that I think is the one that we at one point had hurt a fair amount is at more or less full HP, which would suggest that yes, that is probably their thing, is that they are also ones that heal fairly frequently. Which would mean that even these little guys, taking care of them, bad place to stand, would be a good thing to do. Because getting them on low HP is not so significant if they can just heal back up. Also, not sure what you were doing there in the corner when I was just attacking your friend. So this is the test here. Is anything going to happen when we take you out? You seem to have gotten mad. Okay, you did bring someone back. Alright, so that is, I think, more or less all the confirmation that we need. Okay, we did successfully possess one of them. I think it's mostly just a delay tactic. Doesn't really do much to help us out. Directly, at least. Other than buy us a little bit of time to fight the primary dude. But as you can see here, he has parried like 10 hits in a row. So something seems wrong. I wonder if we are actually... Well, we probably could use a heavy attack on the big guy. I mean, that tends to be the thing that we do. Even if I am using quick stance on the other dudes. I mean, even those guys, maybe they deserve heavy. We might be making this a lot harder than it has to be. I'm not sure. Also, just ignore the fact that we tried to leap over this guy here, who's about 10 times as tall as us. I don't know what that was. I attempted to knock him down, and then follow up with a hit. Some kind of attack. But, Geralt kind of just did a dance, and that's about it. Okay, that seemed way more effective. Using the heavy stance, at least against little guys. I would assume that the big guy is less capable of dodging, yet for some reason, seems as though that's not really the case. And maybe these guys getting possessed and fighting back are actually guys that are doing most of the damage here. Because I can't help but feel like we've done next to nothing. Definitely doing something wrong here. Igni, again with the fire. I mean, we've dealt a little bit of damage. We did hit him with a firebolt at one point in time. Do I not have enough stamina? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Just kidding. Don't think we actually did anything? Question mark? I'm trying to get an angle on you to do this. There we go. So did that actually deal damage? I think that might have done what little damage we did before and roughly doubled that amount this time, suggesting that that is potentially the direction in which we ought to go. It seems very counterintuitive to me for us to try to attack an enemy that is a water lord and in the water. Okay, maybe he's not a water lord. Maybe that's blasphemous, I'm sorry. But he's a Voidionoid. He's standing in water, and yet we are hitting him with fire. Something about that just seems like that can't be right. Here's the trap that I'm not a huge fan of. But maybe that is the answer that we should be seeking. Also, I'm pretty sure we triggered it against people that are not this guy. And I also didn't have enough endurance for it that time, so that was kind of silly of me. Okay, the problem is the other guy's quicker. Does that hit you? I feel like that did a minuscule amount of damage. So I still a little bit lost here. Otherwise, we have the shield. I mean, that's obviously not going to do anything. Offensively, at least. Are we supposed to use a steel sword? Maybe? I wasn't sure about that either. Steel heavy? What is the answer? Somebody tell me! Yet to fully test this out, maybe. Well, you are all hitting me a fair bit here. That does maybe suggest that that was not the right answer. What did we settle on then? Is it heavy with the silver? Light with the silver? I feel like it was actually light with the silver. Or maybe even group with the silver? Can we hit people then? No? Still no? How are these guys so crazy evasive? Do we technically have some status effect on us right now that I'm not seeing? No. Although, you know what? Pretty sure we have a Blizzard Potion. Which, I mean, it's bailed us out many a time before. I think I would like to at least lower Dagon's HP a little bit more using this strategy, so that we can at least be confident that we can finish him with the Blizzard. I would like to at least get to that point. Come back here, please. Oh, did you interrupt me when I was in mid-incineration? Because that's not cool. It does appear to be doing damage, which is more than we can say about our other stuff. But, man. It sure feels like there's more to it than this. But, I mean, look at this. Parry, 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 parry. That was group stance. We've tried every stance, with the silver at least. I mean, I don't think we've ever tried using anything other than a Witcher stance weapon. Feels clunkier to use this. He's still dodging. Can't tell if those numbers that I'm seeing fly up are damage from our attacks or damage from their attacks. Also, if we could, like, use this sign I'm asking you to use. Did you dodge that? Because that's not cool. Thought we established this is the only way that I can deal damage, so I need you to actually get hit by it. Yeah, this is, I mean, like I said before, it's not like we're taking a crazy amount of damage. I mean, we're not at crazy high HP at the moment, largely because I've been standing in the middle of all three of them taking some hits as we've been experimenting a bit. But if we were to just run around here a little bit, I think we could pretty easily get back much of that HP. Just that we have no way of sustainably dealing damage. Which is why I feel like we missed something here. That, I'm pretty confident, did hit him. At least that time. Oh, parried that, parried that. So there's some... Oh, okay, like, there is a situation that we probably want to get out of. Okay, we can't run out of there. But I think we may have actually... Yeah, we took down one of the Dagon worshippers without even realizing it, really. And I can't tell if the parry was above the Dagon worshipper or Dagon himself. Do we actually need to take out his friends and then, only then, can we deal damage to him? Maybe that's a thing? I'm running out of ideas here, so trying to get a little more creative. That looks bad. We seem to have brought that guy back to life, even though we did... Oh, I think I know how this works. So, he just healed one of his Dagon worshippers. He just did it again. And I noticed that his HP went down a bit when that happened, or at least soon afterward, his HP seemed lower. I think when he heals his friends, he is basically sacrificing his HP to improve theirs. So I think we are actually supposed to fight them. And that will force him to basically hurt himself in the process. And so that would explain why none of our attacks seem to hit him. And maybe the success of these attacks were actually just because they led to destroying some of the Dagon warriors, and then he tried reviving them. And I think when we see him do that lightning-y thing, where he leaps up into the air momentarily and then resurrects one of these guys, or technically is summoning a new one, I think that's technically what it is that's dealing the damage. Okay, shouldn't be trying to hit him. Okay, if we could finish you off, that'd be good. It's not really what I meant. I meant take down the other one. You have full HP. I'm pretty sure I missed. Probably shouldn't be using group stance if I'm actually just trying to take down one or two enemies here. Like that. Basically, he's sacrificing his life there to bring back someone. Summon a new one, yes. As you can see, ones we're taking down are not technically getting resurrected. He's just summoning new ones. But in that way, it's almost like we are... Should we be using that? No, we should be using fast, quick stance. It's almost like we are not so much fighting him himself, as much as we are fighting him as some kind of deity. And by taking down his worshippers, we are reducing the amount of influence that he has, the amount of power that he has, that he's drawing from those that worship him. That was a good one. That does probably mean we are, in fact, fighting these guys. We can actually use Ard. I think that will lead us to being able to do this. Or, well, that was supposed to be one of the finishing blow mechanics. Should allow us to, you know, take these guys out much more quickly. That guy was just on low HP. And yes, this does appear to be working, as his HP, Dagon himself, is going much lower now. So it took us a while. It took us quite a while to figure out what was happening there. Because, well, when we attacked him directly, nothing would happen. Turns out, not a coincidence. There you go. That's why that kind of sign is much more significant than the other ones. So we can actually use it to more or less instantly take guys out, at least if we're a little bit lucky with when it decides to allow us to use that finishing blow animation. Let's get out of there real quick. Do have enough for another one. I'd like to hit both of you with it if you can. And that would allow us to do that. You should be getting pretty low at this point, I would think. So I think you didn't have that much left. Yeah. Might just be one or two more at this stage. Oh. Thought we had enough endurance. Now we definitely do. Alright, take this guy out. And... okay. Yes. That was apparently the answer. Kind of expecting Dagon himself to have a little bit more of a dramatic death at the end of that. But, okay. Maybe a cutscene, seeing as how that was seemingly the primary guy. A mini-boss, maybe even a full-blown boss. Yeah, I'd call it a full-blown boss, right? Got the boss music. That's the symbol, isn't it? Here we go. This is the one we're really looking for. So, what did he give us? Diamond. Ooh. Dagon secretions. Yeah, pretty sure is something that we need for a very specific potion that we are presumably only going to be able to use once. Unless there are more Dagons around here. And the Sun Rune. Incineration and Blinding. That might be our third Sun Rune. And therefore allow us to create a, hopefully, pretty powerful silver sword. Or I don't know, maybe it's worth waiting and seeing if we can get a better combination of runes. It'd be a little preferable to that. And yes, this is the music with the dramatic drum that I don't like. So I am a little curious as to what, if anything, else is different on this island now that it's daytime. Like, there were basilisks here before. I just seen one again around this corner. I mean, if they are, then, I mean, no changes. Not really significant. Yep. They are basilisks still, and maybe I just lingered a tad too long. Monkey, no! Don't do it! It's not safe. Didn't know you could fly when I knock you down like that. Also, you know, you can parry and dodge things when you're stunned and standing still, and all that stuff. But we don't really need to fight this guy, or at least we didn't originally. But, well, we did, of course, engage him. And I'm pretty sure we need to talk to the Lady of the Lake, who is kind of within his line of sight at the moment, so it's not like we can just run away. And it's no big deal, right? Mission accomplished. Okay. Were you actually the person we needed to talk to about having defeated Dagon? Probably, seeing as how
I killed Dagon.
we can say just that. Dagon? Dagon?
I will part the curtain of mists,
Okay.
allowing you to recall something of your past abilities.
Oh!
Thank you, milady.
Use my gift wisely.
You, whatever it is? Like, it rewarded me for killing Dagon and bringing the races together? Apparently that was enough to bring the races together, but also, if you could tell me what that thing was, that would maybe be a little bit helpful. We had that meteorite. What did you give us? Something? Doesn't seem like it fits the description you were giving us. Okay, come on. Just wanted to give ourselves a little more space. Doing that. No. 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 And no. We still have the other quest items that we tried to give to her earlier. I did not realize that. Where is this item of which you spoke? we have like a full inventory and therefore we didn't have space and you dropped it on the ground and I don't see it at the moment, but I'm a little confused. I mean, maybe we'll just go to a fireplace and try to craft something. I assume it's probably some kind of potion or ingredient for a potion. Like, for example, the Dagon one. Is there anything here that will further explain to us what you have done to compensate us for having done that? Because it is not entirely clear to me. Okay, I'm kind of hoping that we will stumble upon that later and be pleasantly surprised. 'Cause I'm not sure. I'll spare you the misery of me non-stop looking through every single item in our inventory 10 times over just to find what it may or may not be. Okay, yeah, we get it. So, are people happy now? If we have done that. Hello, Alvin. Do you have anything to say about this?
I negotiated a peace between the humans and the Vodyanoi. I also defeated Dagon.
Maybe?
Nothing to say again? Care to try? A short magic word. I know you can do it.
Eh?
Come now, before I decide you're a grumpy boob and a dimwit.
What?
Grumpy boob. Dimwit. Because I don't feel the need to talk incessantly. I may not be the most talkative, but a grumpy boob and a dimwit? That's harsh.
Well, you're welcome
Kind of
anyway.
agree. Although I'm relieved that you will finally speak. Just a little sad that that's what it took to get you to do it. And is the priest dude here? Because I feel like that guy would probably have a little bit more of a meaningful reaction, having negotiated peace. Although, not seeing him. Did we ever determine if there was if there was something that we were supposed to give here as like a donation to the altar or something along those lines? However, the altar actually just gives us a wall of text that I'm pretty sure we read when we first saw it. So I don't think there's actually anything to donate there. Okay. It seems as though the Dryad is over there. So I think I'm going to deliberately delay, because I do need to pull her out or miraculously find a way to talk to her without actually showing her on camera. So that's kind of just easier to turn in when I'm not recording. So I'll try to remember to do that on some other occasion. We have, of course, finished her quest, taking down all the drowners, and then the leader of all those drowners, Berengar. I mean, it is kind of weird that you're still here. And I'm also not sure if we have anything new to say to you. Let's just briefly check in. Nope.
Farewell.
Great conversation, bro. Yeah. See you later. Alright, bro. See you around. So, I would imagine other people we ought to talk to about this stuff would be Julian, probably first and foremost. Yeah, mostly that. Mostly him. So we'll stop by the tavern in order to do that. And what else might come of that? I mean... Okay.
Come from afar, see no signs of a wedding.
So, yeah. Yeah, the wedding, wedding's been canceled. Sorry, guys. But a lot of things I think were on hold until we sorted some of these things out. So this might be able to allow us to move forward, maybe on the wedding side of things, because that was one of those things that we were supposedly, I think, meant to wait in order to
Geralt?
revisit, or before we can revisit? You have nothing to say about this?
Farewell.
Hold on. Alvin. Alvin is done now, right? Told Alvin that becoming a Witcher is impossible. That none remain who can complete the mutations. Seems like this is kind of just generally an ongoing thing. The armor. He suggested that I talk to the blacksmith and the elven craftsman. We've not met the elven craftsman. I still have no idea where that guy is. I was half expecting to see him on that island there, because, I mean, supposedly there's an elven settlement here somewhere, but I thought that was, for the most part, the only major place that we have yet to visit. Obviously now we have, and did not see them. So, a little confused there. There was also, I think, something that we were supposed to see, maybe even multiple things we were supposed to see the Hermit about, so that might be worth a quick trip in that direction for those reasons too. Let's try the blacksmith first. And you have a bunch of red meteorite. So, I suppose... Oh, hold on. We'll stash that axe. Here's what we'll do. We'll stash the axe in the inn. We'll have him craft us the red meteorite sword, which I don't know if that actually costs orens, or if it's just like, hey, you already have the meteorite, so that's basically the price. But if we have the ability to do it, and we have the inventory space, then why not?
Yes.
So that just requires that we speak to... I don't think that innkeeper can do it. This one can. You...
How can I?
in order to give us access
One
to
thing.
Yes?
this. So we can do that. And maybe even that. You have a bunch of red meteorite, or rather blue meteorite as well. Oh, but this will definitely not work. Because I think we do need 2 inventory spaces. So yeah, we'll just go up to him unarmed, and hope that we happen to not find any human enemies in the meantime. I swear, every single time I'm going to the wrong door. Something about that building messes with my head. Yeah, so if it turns out that we do in fact need to pay a price on top of just giving the blacksmith the meteorites, then I'm a little more hesitant to do that. Then I'd feel like we might need to be a little pickier. Oh, but also we probably should double check. We finished some of the Witcher contracts, and there's a chance that the innkeeper is one of those people. Let's see, Devourer contract. Have we done this? No. Okay. That's for the witch. Giant centipede. Oh, this is the other one. We're supposed to talk to an elven person. Saying go to the lakeside. I don't know if they're actually in the lakeside, or that... I think at one point we saw this and I figured, oh, that means go to the lakeside and then from there take the boat to the island, and they must be on the island. I thought we had explored much of the lakeside, but maybe there is still an area that we have yet to see. In which case, it sounds like we might be missing a lot there. We'll check that out at some point.
Oh, I love weddings.
Also, I thought you had something. No. Hold on.
A custom.
Purchase. Oh, you have enough blue meteorite for a weapon there, alone. Wait, we already bought this. We can buy it again? I don't know about that. I feel like maybe because we stashed it in the inn, it's letting us get another one when previously we would not have been able to do that. Seems a little suspect. I do see this rune, though, and if we have any interest in ultimately finding ourselves a set of runes to use to create an empowered silver sword, then that would be useful. I'm just not sure which type we want to do that with. do clearly have some sun runes already, and we could buy more. But based on the price, at least, that would suggest that they're technically not the rarest, most valuable, most powerful type. So maybe it's better to save up than use earth runes, I don't know. But I think, either way, you are second priority after all. You are first priority.
Yes?
Oh! I forgot about this.
Is my mirror ready?
Like new. Now, 100 orens?
I forget, did we agree to that? I think we did.
Here.
Okay, fine. It's not
Maybe
that
I should
much.
move.
Okay. Find the Noonwraith, see if the legends about the mirror are true. So that would be the main quest thing that we are meant to do, but let's see if we can get ourselves a nice sword as well. Also this.
Berenger mentioned you know the legend of Raven.
I know nothing about the legend. I'm more interested in technology. That armor was a breakthrough in armor design, made possible by advances in metallurgy and smelting.
Very interesting. About the armor.
I can tell you about its qualities.
Good, but remember I know little about metallurgy or smithery.
Three elements remain of Raven's armor: a spalder, a rear brace, and a gauntlet. The highest quality iron ores and state-of-the-art technologies were used in its making, not some useless Temerian smelting pots. The gnome surpasses
Temerians.
technologically by an age. Beneath Mount Carbon, they have blast furnaces and quenching tanks, equipment beyond our reach.
Can
I'll give you
tell me
one
about
guess
the
what
armor?
it's fueled off
As
of.
you wish. The technologies I mention allow for the production of steel both hard and flexible, essentially indestructible. As I said, only parts of the armor remain. To recreate the entire suit, you must find replacement material and someone to assemble the parts.
Any suggestions?
Search crypts where great knights were interred. I heard the counts of the Reuter dynasty wore similar armor. Pieces of that should be reforgeable.
Okay, so we have found one piece in the crypt that we went in with Berengar. There's that other crypt around here in, let's see, so the one with Berengar was in the lakeside. This one is technically not the fields. I forget what this area that has the town in it is technically called. Maybe there's also one in the fields too. We've said this before. There are many crypts, and apparently we're going to need to go into multiple of them. So this might have actually been a main quest. I mean, also, I'd just kind of like to have some nice armor, too, so that'd be nice. Here, though. Oh. Need to find a piece of gnome-fashioned armor. Oh, we do have enough, blue meteorite. Make a blue meteorite sword. Why am I seeing two, though? Of each of these. Oh, what? They have a buying price. Wait, they... Oh, some of these are... One of these is going to be like pure blue meteorite. Technically, this one's probably blue and red. This one's also blue. Yeah, there it is. This is 3 blue. This is 2 blue and 1 red. This is 2 red and 1 blue. And this is 3 red. They do come with a price, and at that, a pretty hefty price, no less. Now, 40% damage, if I remember correctly, Wahir, the Eagle Sword, is 50%? I think? And then our secondary sword is... And Wahir also has, I think, along with that, 50% chance for pain and one other status effect. This is 40, and 30% chance for bleeding, which I don't think is one of the status effects that Gwahir has. And the other backup sword that we were using that we got from the dragons, that has 30% and I think 30% chance to get the same status effects as Gwahir has. So this is basically middle ground in terms of damage. And I think it's the only one that we have in terms of main steel weapons that have chance to cause bleeding. So that could be significant. It's not like it's an obvious upgrade, which makes me a little bit reluctant. we do have a little bit of coins to spare. Let's give it a shot. Alright, and now we actually have a steel sword we're holding on to, which is probably a good thing. The other thing is we have 2 yellow meteorites, which I believe are technically even more powerful still than the red. Technically, we could turn in quest with you. Could also buy runes from you. I feel like I'm going to forget to buy runes from you, so I'm going to do that now, even though it's going to make us pretty poor. I'm interested in... Well, I was interested in this one. Until I realized that we... Oh, we do have 1 inventory spot for it. Okay. And there is... Yes, I know, it's technically Gwal here. It's not Gandalf's eagle. I know. I'm beating the joke to death, yes. But yes, confirmation, it's 50% damage. So it's a little bit more than the red sword that we just crafted. And it's actually only 40% chance for disarm, pain, and precise hit. I forgot about disarm. Yeah, so that makes me think that this is definitely still our number 1 option. And this will be our number 2. And I'm not sure how much value there really is to having a number 2. I suppose there could very well be some times in which we'll run into enemies that they themselves have the ability to use disarm, and that might mean that we lose our primary weapon, we need to swap to a secondary weapon. Then we'd have to rely on the red sword on that occasion. Also, hold on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't believe the red sword is red. I demand a refund.
How strange.
I agree. We'll pick up our other weapon so that we do in fact have what is still likely our most powerful one. And just in case we have completed this one. Oh, we have, yeah.
And eggs for my famous omelets.
Here are 3.
Wonderful. Here's your coin.
How much? Okay, it's not amazing, but we did also just spend a ton of coins, so kind of still need any and every last oran that we could get. Okay, so what we should do here is take this back. Technically, we should swap those 2. We should stash runes. I don't think we're about to use them. Stash the blue meteorite. I think, given how there is in fact a price to even make the weapons with the meteorite that we have, above and beyond the price of acquiring the meteorite, blue, I'm pretty sure is going to be the weakest. So I'm not so inclined to use that. This is what I was referring to before. I think this is technically the most powerful, so if we can get a last yellow meteorite, then I would be interested in doing that. The moon rune, I'm interested in that for the silver sword upgrade. I feel like that might be my preferred direction. Otherwise, we do already have enough sun runes. I'm glad we did not decide to go buy more from the blacksmith's son. But we did not have any earth runes. I'm not sure where that went. There's a lot of stuff in here right now. So, oh, we actually have stockpiled swallow potions? I did not realize that. So, that would be useful for us. In fact, I feel like we should probably just nab them. Don't know what this does. Toxicity to 0. Not sure if we have much immediate use for the other potions we have here. Other than that, we could probably stash some things we have here, because we were running into some pretty significant issues with regard to having any space to carry crafting materials. So I would kind of like to stash some stuff. Ideally things that are fairly common, easy to come by, or things that are still available at this stage. I don't remember where that comes from. That is also technically still something that we can pick up. Okay, I think that should help us out a bit. And this might just be something that we try to sell or stash. Probably a few things that we should stash for the sake of selling later. Some coins. That. Okay, I think that puts us in a little bit better shape. And from there, remind me what's next. Now that we've cleaned things out a bit. The armor, yes, and it is, theoretically, a main quest. I mean, it's not totally clear to me why that is just yet. And I was curious. Maybe we should see if we can find where these elves are. Lakeside, yes, but more specifically. Okay. Wrong way? It is. Every time, man. Every single time. You know it's gonna happen. At this point, you might as well guess how many times they're going to do it in total. Because you know it's going to continue. But I'm curious, can we use this quest indicator, to show us where precisely these elves are, because they've eluded us thus far. And I would like to see what they have going on, because I would assume, by the sound of things, it seems as though they have a full encampment somewhere. That was rather freaky. Is it actually in the lakeside? Campfire. Did we just walk by this at night and they weren't there? It was night? Or is there something else there that we just completely ignored? I don't know, but we might be about to find out. Nope, no, that's not the way we should go. So we did go this way. Back at the very beginning of when we ended up here. What is technically the correct route? Maybe an entirely different question. And, I mean, no real sign of monsters. Besides Dagon priests, and there are elves, and that priest is headed straight for us. What's up, friend? Oh! You conveniently became unstunned the minute I was about to hit you. That finishing blow. How dare you? Hey, elf dude, just, pay no mind to me. Just pay no mind at all. Hey, pleasure to meet you.
I can go no further.
Huh? I mean, yeah, elves tend to hate us.
I feel death approaching.
Maybe if you stood in frame and didn't appear right next to us with your head kind of not visible, then you might be a little bit better. But you are theoretically the person I think we're supposed to talk to.
Greetings. Who are you?
When the chaos of war surrounds us, few care for beauty and harmony. I ensure that beauty remains in the world. I create customized objects.
You're a craftsman?
Craftsmen produce useful items. The beauty of my works could awaken the dead.
Alright. If you say so.
I'm here about the notice.
Do you have the giant centipede armor?
Here.
Indeed.
Finally, I'll be able to progress with my work.
Should I
Take
ask
this pouch
why
for your
you're
toy.
using centipede armor for crafts? Also, wait, what did you give me for it? Eh? And usually that gives us points when we complete a Witcher contract. But also you seem to have other things that you could talk to us about?
There are quite a number of you here.
We escaped from Vizima. The wounded and sick lie in the cave. If you like, speak with our leader, Teruviel.
Any trouble from the inhabitants here?
The Lady of the Lake reigns in this land. We're safe here, though I have heard of conflict with the Vodianoi.
But we dealt with that. Kind of.
The Lady of the Lake?
The goddess of this land. Listen to the bubbling waters, the whispering of the trees. Look at the waving grains, the smiling people. You'll sense it too.
I think I get it.
You'll understand when you meet her.
Okay, but apparently you also have information on this armor that we're trying to
Looking for information
sort
on
out,
Raven's
find,
armor.
and
The legendary
collect,
witch's
and build,
armor.
whatever.
It has unique magical qualities.
I'm listening.
It was made in the gnomes' workshops, but finished by elves. The songmaster, Tayan Sal, took an interest in Raven's armor and worked for 12 days straight. Each movement of his chisel accompanied by a song of power. Legend says that in battle, the armor sang for Raven a song of victory, adding to his confidence and calming him.
A beautiful story. Do you know if any records of these songs remain?
I would look in crypts if I were you. Find the tomb of the elven songmaster. Objects belonging to him in life must lie in or near his sarcophagus.
Okay.
Farewell.
Similar guidance. And where was the leader whose name I thought I saw? Oh. You. You are the leader. Hello, miss.
Greetings, Geralt.
Greetings.
Oh,
Elf.
you already...
Have
No?
you forgotten me?
Us?
Much
Apparently.
time has passed since our encounter at the end of the world.
I
Oh,
lost my memory.
No matter.
yeah.
I am called Teruviel, and I am pleased to find you again.
Me too.
What
But
brings
also,
you
all
here?
the elves hate us, so I'm a little surprised that you don't also hate us. Especially seeing as how you came from Vizima, where we kind of had a bit of a run-in of the not-so-great kind with some of your friends, or other elves that may or may not be your friends.
Is there any way I can help?
Indeed. We're wounded and hungry. Negotiations with the peasants went poorly. Our dignity is all we have left.
So, you're saying I can do what?
What can I do?
You could buy fresh bread. 20 orange should cover 5 loaves.
Honestly,
return
we
soon.
probably have that. Just in our stash.
Yes?
Or possibly directly on us right now.
You mentioned we met.
In Dol Blatana, the Valley of the Flowers. A most beautiful place. I granted Dandelion the lute he now plays.
Oh, you know,
Meeting you
Dandelion.
changed me. I once hated humans without exception. Your words planted doubt. When the war brought all that hatred, I realized there was another way.
I'm glad.
As am I, Witcher.
Alright.
Farewell.
Seems... What? We received 20 orange? Oh, she actually paid us to get the bread for them. Imagine that. That never happens. These people always expect us to buy those things for them, and then they never say anything. They never like, oh yeah, by the way, like, here's the money, and then make the purchase for us, and you'll just be the delivery guy. No, it's always, yeah, you're the delivery guy, but also you're paying for this thing.
Geralt, I'm not surprised to see you. It's me, Sheridan. Recognize me?
Yeah, totally, man.
Apparently not. You were busy.
It's been some time.
True, Geralt. And see what's come of it. A mess, not assimilation. You work hard, you pay taxes, then come the pogroms. You flee as they torch your tavern.
Hard times.
Good you're here.
Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm generally
Same as the
very
rest,
surprised by
eating
how
berries and
positive
dreaming
all
of
these
my
people
place
are.
on Earth.
Try doing something else. Guerrilla warfare can
How
be
much they don't hate
dangerous.
us.
I've survived that. Humans prevented me from living as I wished to. Disdainful times. More bad luck round the corner.
Need help?
No
You
charity,
need
please.
bottled
A
water?
game of dice, then?
I won't take charity. I once ran a tavern. I'd skin you.
Oh! Apparently we don't have a choice in the matter. I won't be allowed to join closed games until I become something. Okay, I was kind of thinking we would come back to face you later, but apparently we are forced into doing this. against our will. Okay, we have a pair of 6s. He has a pair of 6s. Technically, we have 5 high at the moment. That's our tiebreaker. This is the next highest thing, and it is better than his next highest thing. So, I mean, like, sure, I'll bet 2 additional coins. And I'm probably going to re-roll that 5 anyway. And we got triple 6s out of it, so we lucked out. Technically, we were winning, and we re-rolled something that made it so that we were at risk of no longer being in the lead, but we did take that round. Okay, here... a couple 5s. Oh, and a couple of 3s as well. And they have a very, very good hand. So, no thank you. So he has a 6 high straight. Technically speaking, we could tie if we get a 6 and a 2 here. But other than that, I'm not sure. Oh, what? No way. Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, so with that, yeah, my thoughts exactly. And also that was freaky. But with that, this is probably a good time for us to wrap things up for this episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.